scenario indicates that there are different problems and issues in Indian agriculture sector. Hence, hence we should focus on the issue of understanding in depth of study this consideration. We have selected this issue. This is an objective of my study to study the socio-economic profile of the farmers in the Satara district in the study area, to study the cropping pattern and agriculture practices in the study area, to study the sustainability of the agriculture system in the study area, to study the nature of livelihood of farmers in the study area, to study the problems of sustainable agriculture and problems faced by the farmers in the study area, to suggest the appropriate policy measures. This is a hypothesis of my study. First hypothesis is there is no significant difference in irrigated and non-irrigated agriculture in the different tehsils of the study area. Second hypothesis is there is no significant difference between the income level of farmers in different tehsils under study area. Third hypothesis, there is a significant difference in the livestock holding by the farmers in the study area. Fourth hypothesis, there is no significant change in income and expenditure. A database, the present work is based on the both primary and secondary source of data. The primary data was collected through the intensive field work, help of questionnaire, interviews, personal discussion, agriculture experts, other relevant persons, and authorized person. Secondary data was collected from the district and state census reports and statistical abstracts, epidemic of agriculture in Maharashtra, part second session, and crop report, economic survey of Maharashtra, district gazetteers, and some unpublished records. Some data were collected from Jilla Parishad, Panchayat Samiti, and village revenue office, and from different government offices like irrigation, agriculture, animal husbandry, public work, regional transport offices, district deputy register offices, corporate society, and soil conservation department, etc. Research methodology and sampling design. The present study was conducted using the survey methodology, and we have used a random sampling method for selecting the sample. Total 300 respondents were selected from Mahabaleshwar, Patan, and Zauli Tehsil of Satara district. 100 respondents were selected from the each Tehsil for investigation. The study area, the studies cover the hilly area of Satara district, particularly Mahabaleshwar, Zauli, Patan, Tehsil. Period of the study, as pointed, period of the study is 1999, 2000 to 2009-10 is selected from analysis. Sampling designing in the present research work, 13 villages are selected from the three tehsil, in which the researcher has selected randomly 10 villages from three major tehsil, such as 10 villages from Mahabaleshwar tehsil, 10 villages from Zauli tehsil, 10 villages from Patan tehsil. Besides these, 10 farmers are selected randomly from each village based on the appropriate representation of the economics and social status of the farmers that are from the marginal, small, medium, and big categories of landholding. Hence, the study covered 300 farmers from 10 villages of Mahabaleshwar Tehsil, 100 farmers from 10 villages from Zauli Tehsil, and 100 farmers from 10 villages of Patan Tehsil. Thus, the total 100 sample farmers from these three tehsils are selected. Statistical tools in the present study, applicable statistical tools are used for examine and objective and hypothesis of the study. It is with the potential carrying out change in some relevant variation based on points by the 1999 to 2000 and 2009 to 2010 method of percentage change used. In addition to this, some statistical techniques such as coefficient of variation and simple correlation are used. Besides these statistical techniques, some photographic techniques are also used in this research. This is parameters and aspects of sustainable agricultural development, land use pattern, use of organic and inorganic fertilizers, water resources, irrigation methods, preservation and conventional varieties, change in cropping pattern, use of pesticide and conventional crop protection methods, irrigation methods, use of modern and traditional tools and equipments, employment regeneration through agriculture activities, environmental issue relating to agriculture, the livelihood, the farmers, and living of standard. This is an data analysis and interpretation. Some tables I have taken from here. This is a table of land profile. This table indicates that the profile of a respondent surveyed from the collection of primary data. It reveals that the average land holding in Patan Tehsil is 3.4033 acres and 3.4089 acres in Zavli Tehsil, and also 3.23 acres in Mahabaleshwar Tehsil. The minimum and maximum statistic indicate that there is a minimum land holding is 1 acre to maximum land holding is 12 acre. This table shows that the sources of irrigation in study area. We observe that the study area responded use all types of irrigation is well. 197 respondent uses the well and 18 bore well, 6 canals, a source of irrigation. Very few respondents, eight respondents depend upon the rainfall water. Other respondents use the sources of irrigation. Most of respondents use the source of irrigation is well or water. Next table shows that the methods of irrigation in used by the respondent in farming activities in study area. It shows that the most of respondents use the open method irrigation. 136 respondents use the drip method, and very few respondents use the method of sprinkler, and other respondents use the other method of irrigation. It directs that the number of farmers, number of respondents use the open method of irrigation in this study area. This table shows that the use of different seeds analysis, different seeds in Tehsil-wise. Data indicate that the Patan Tehsil, 27.3% respondent use the conventional seed and 5.7% use the higher variety type of seed. 0.3 respondent use the both of types of seeds. And next, the cropping pattern, it is a very important aspect. This table shows that the cropping pattern of Tehsil-wise cropping pattern of study area. In Patan Tehsil, only 2% respondents have continuously changed the cropping pattern, and 30.7% responded change the cropping pattern as per need. 0.5% responded not change the cropping pattern in Zavli Tehsil. 20.7% responded change the cropping pattern as per the need, and one responded have not changed the cropping pattern in this study area. So overall data show more percent responded change the cropping pattern as per needs. The next table shows that the expenses on the fertilizers are used in farming a study area. It reveals that 59 farmers in Patan Tehsil spending on rupee 10,000 and 34 farmers spending on 10,000 to 50,000, and 6 farmers spending on 50,000 to 1 lakh rupees. Only one farmer spent 1 lakh to 1.5 lakh on farming. So the data indicate that most of the steel study region, most of the farmer spending on fertilizer up to 10,000 only. One farmer spending 1 to 1.5 lakh rupees on farmers. Next table, use of pesticide by the farmer in study area. 42% respondents don't use the pesticide of low level, and most of the respondents use the pesticide in medium level. 139 respondents are using the pesticide in medium level, and most of respondents use the pesticide in medium level. Data indicates that. Then applicability of agriculture in input, usefulness of applicability of agriculture technology. This table indicate data shows that the perception of farmer regarding the usefulness of agriculture technology in the development of agriculture productivity and profitability. Data shows that 50% farmers said that agriculture technology is not useful for the farmers in the study area because the land holding size is very small. However, other 29 farmers support this opinion. 34 farmers said that it is very useful, and 51 farmers said that it is useful to some extent the agriculture development and farming business. there is no doubt about that agriculture technology has useful, but in some cases, study area, farmers said that there is no useful. And next is agricultural and environmental issue. There is a problem of land and water pollution due to use of fertilizer. The table is, shows that respondents' opinion about the use of fertilizer and its effect on environment. Our survey direct that 274% respondents mentioned that more use of fertilizer is obviously affecting on the environment and is creating the pollution. It is the same fact of the case of Patan Javli and Mahabeshwar Tahsil. Very few respondents said that it is not affecting on environment. Then my research next part is the hypothesis testing. There are four hypotheses has been selected to testing consideration for the testing through this. All hypotheses are tested using primary data sources. First hypothesis, there is no significant difference in irrigated and non-irrigated agriculture in the different tertiary in the study area. This is a null hypothesis. Alternative hypothesis, there is a significant difference in irrigated and non-irrigated agriculture in the different tertiary of the study area, because this is an test of result of ANUA test. And hypothesis second is there is a significant difference between the income level of the farmers in different tertiaries under study. And this is a null hypothesis, and this is rejected. And alternative hypothesis, there is no significant difference between income level of the farmers in different tertiaries under a study area. This is a tertiary-wise income from agriculture, and one sample test is used for here the explanation. So they rejected the null and accepted the alternative hypothesis. Hypothesis number three, null hypothesis. There is a significant difference in the livestock holding by the farmers in study area. And alternative, there is a no significant difference in the livestock holding by the farmers in study area. This is on the table shows that the tertiary-wise livestock holding, and there is a use of some statistical tools. And then below, this table shows that the livestock holding by the farmers in Patan and Zavli Mahabeshwar Tahsil, especially male buffalo and horse-like livestock. Hence, we accepted null hypothesis. Hypothesis number four, null, there is no significant change in income and expenditure. Alternative, there is a significant change in income and expenditure. This is the table shows that the facts of income and expenditure, and this above table indicates that significant change in income and expenditure. Hence, we accepted the alternative hypothesis and rejected the null hypothesis. Overall situation indicates that there is a significant growth in family expenditure, but there is no significant growth in family income. And last part of my presentation, findings and suggestion. There is a major findings is but socioeconomic status of the farmer this is a parameter. We found that family members of the respondent also undergoing the problem of lower literacy and education, but education. More family members of the respondent have been taken from education, but not taken higher education. Very few member farmers and their family members have taken the higher education. One of the most important findings we observed in the study area that the family member of large size family have facing the problem illiteracy. The small families in the study region. Overall, socioeconomic census data indicate that there is a better situation about the female literacy in the Satara Tehsil, Satara district. Tehsil, however, we found that in case is not same with farmers. In case of female literacy, farmers family, we found that there is no serious problem of female literacy to all Tehsils and Satara district in case members of the farmers family. Landholding size is the one of the most important aspects in community. Hence, we have studied that aspect for better understanding the issue regards. We found that the average land holding is overall study area is 3.3863 acres. Our average land holding in Patan Tehsil 3.433 acres and 3.48 0.89 acres in Zavli and 3.23 acres in Mahabeshwar Tahsil. So it is observed that the average size of land holding declined day by day. Many farmers of the study region are selling their agricultural land, hotels, builders, gardens, and other commercial purpose. Size of average land holding become important issue because the average land holding of dry land Jirait is 0.12 acre. Minimum land holding dry land is 0.10 acres. The maximum land holding is 20 acre. The average land holding of dry land is greater than Zavli and Tahsil. In case of irrigated and land, the average land holding is only 1.9076 acres. The minimum holding is irrigated land is 0.20 acres. Maximum land holding is 5 acres. The average land holding of irrigated and land is greater to Patan than Zavli and Mahabeshwar. It is also indicated that the average irrigated land also decline the study area to division the selling to the other commercial purpose. Income of the respondent is another issue in the study. The data indicates that total 159, means 53% responded have getting income rupees 50,000 to annual income. It is too small income size with the consideration of cost of living in the present situation. So we found that only 67% respondents are getting the annual income more than 5 lakh rupees and indicate that the level of income is very low in study area. Next part is agriculture activities in the study area. We observed that of 300 farmers and 79.7% farmers are cultivating food grains and only 21 farmers are taking the different types of vegetables in their farm. And only 2% of the farmer respondents are taking fruit in their farm. This is a not good picture for the study region because there is a need to change the cropping pattern for better survival and livelihood for the farmers. If we look at the figures to the other cash crop of commercial crops, we found that out of 300 farmers, 53.7% farmers are cultivating the groundnut crop. Other farmer is not taking the groundnut crop. 32.7% farmers are taking maize crops in their farm, and only 7.7% farmers are taking various crops in their fields. However, this is a not so bad picture, but there is a need to change this cropping pattern. Considering the conventional feature of the study region, we studied the cultivating some conventional crop responded. We see that out of 300 farmers, 64.3 farmers are taking Nachini crop, but only 3.7% farmers are taking Rara and their farm. Only 14% farmers are taking other cereals in their farm. Nowadays, these crops become outdated because there is a very lower demand of these crops in ordinary markets. Hence, this crop don't the good opportunity to get more income is responded. We observed that very few farmers taking some crops were sawi and mango. It's noticed that out of the favorable condition, these farmers are not taking such crops therefrom. After discussion with the responder, we found that many farmers assume that these crops are not cost effective due to lower prices and higher cost of production. And data indicate that out of 300 farmers, 42% farmer taking sunflower crop, but only 17% farmers are taking kardai crop, and 24% farmers are taking sunflower crop in their farm. Next part is agriculture tools, instruments, and equipments used in study area. It is found that most of the farmers having their own bulls and remaining borrow the bulls and agriculture activities. Only 24.3% farmers have own bullock cart on or cart on rent or leased, but 40.7% farmers have own bullock plug, and remaining are using plug from the other farmers on the basis of on rent. 39% farmers have own wooden plug, and 36.3% farmers take wooden plug on rent or leased base. We observe that 43%, 43.7% farmers having not diesel engine, 70.7% 7% farmers have been own engine, and 28.7% farmers have taken engine on rent. Data regarding pump shows that 55.7% farmers having not electronic pump, 26.7% farmers have own electric pump, and 4.10 electric farmers have electric pump. We find also that 38% farmers are using the sprinkler. Only 2.7% farmers have own tractor. 44.3 farmers have taken the tractor on lease basis. Very few farmers having harvester. Data also shows that 7% farmers having rotaware and 26.3% farmers don't having rotaware. Only 3% farmers having own leveler, and it is shows that most of farmers taking mining yantra and cutter on the basis of rain. And next part of use of irrigation facilities and seed, in 197% farmer use the well, 18% borewell canals as a source of irrigation. Most of the responded use the open method irrigation method. 136 responded use the drip method. Very few responded use the method of sprinkler, or the respondent use the other method. 22% of the farmers spend up to rupees 20,000 on water resources for agriculture purpose, and 72% farmers are spending up to 20,000, and only 5% of the responders are spending rupees 50,000 to 1 lakh on water resources. They are using rainwater for the farming. It is found that many farmers of Maharashtra always use the crops as a seed. Similarly, we also find the situation 74.7% farmers are using crops as a seeds for the further production of agriculture commodities. We also found that 56% farmers using the traditional seeds, and 43% of farmers using the higher yielding variety seeds. According to the farmer study area, 58.3% of the farmers said that higher yielding variety more productive than traditional seeds, and 41% farmers agree the traditional seeds are more productive, and most of the respondents agree about the higher yielding variety are more economical. Next, the changing nature of the cropping pattern. We find that 74.3% farmers have changing the cropping pattern as per the need of the farming situation, and 23% farmers are continuously changing the cropping pattern. Only 2.7% farmers are not changing the cropping pattern. Soil and water testing is important for modern agriculture. However, these farmers are not using this technique for their agriculture activities. Only 55.3% farmers are using the soil testing technique for the land cultivation. However, 41.3 farmers are not using the soil testing method. And use and usefulness of organic and inorganic fertilizers. Most of the farmers are using the dung fertilizer and chemical fertilizer, but very few farmers use the compost, vermicompost, poultry fertilizers, and green fertilizers in their farm. Use of organic and inorganic fertilizers. We find that many respondents are use of chemical fertilizers than organic. It is a significant change in the agriculture practice in the study region. It is in the study region, most of the farmers spending 10,000 on fertilizers. We observed that out of 300 farmers, 285 farmers are using dung in the
Wind 5 minutes. Are you understand?
Yes, sir. Yes. I come to the suggestion.
Okay.
Next part of my presentation, some important suggestion. There is a problem in illiteracy. Female members of the farmers is adversely affecting on the development of the farmers. Hence, the government should orient the farmers and provide better education facility to them. The government and NGOs should take the initiative for the generally literacy and training training program regarding to agriculture, agro processing, and marketing to the farmers. The cropping pattern is one of the most important issue in agriculture sector. So we also found that some issue in the study region. Hence, we suggest that the agriculture universities and agriculture colleges should take empirical survey and suggest the further changes in cropping pattern, which will help to the farmer community. The next suggestion, the farmer should have changed the cropping pattern according to the market situation and changes in climatic situation. We also noticed the problem of declining the land holding size in the study area. Hence, we have to take a decision for this issue, and the government should take a decision and division of the land through incentive and legal provision. Even though we can use the cooperative farming system, avoid to disadvantage of the divided land holding and income, increase the economies and cost effectiveness of agriculture sector. Sustainable agriculture is the key word in the recent era, but we noticed that the farmers are not aware about the concept. It's important. Hence, the government and agriculture universities and agriculture college should try to create awareness about the farmers. With the consideration of hilly area, there is a need to proper education of a sustainable agriculture. However, the farmers located in a hilly area are not aware the advantages of sustainable agriculture and how it will be created. Hence, there is a need to proper training and education. There is a problem of lack of agriculture information. Farmers are using the conventional knowledge in agriculture. Even though the present agriculture information system, the government is not properly supporting to the farmers in hilly area. We therefore recommendation that the special agriculture information is created for hilly area. And last kind of a conclusion. After in the depth investigation, empirical data, we found that the economic and social condition of the farmers in the study area is not so good. They are facing various economic and social problems, income and higher cost of living, indebtedness, illiteracy, female lack of proper agriculture guidance and consultancy, agriculture prices, water scarcity, exploitation by the traders and sellers of fertilizer and pesticide. On this background, we should recognize their problems and execute the proper policy for the betterment of the farmer. There is a most important problem in sustainability of the agriculture, which is becoming more and more dangerous in recent era. We are exploiting the agriculture resources and polluting the agriculture for more production of the various agriculture commodities with the consideration of sustainability of the agriculture. In this background, there is extreme need to proper policy guidelines about it, and there should be proper monitoring and consultancy services for the farmers, which can be guide the farmers according to the principles of the sustainable agriculture. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. We are assembled here for Open Defense Viva online of Prakash Tone, who has worked under the guidance of Dr. N.P. Jadhav. And his topic of research is sustainable agriculture development in hilly areas of Satara district. And till this moment, he has given his presentation or summary of the presentation. Now, before opening this research for discussion to the participants, I want to ask certain questions. Those have been raised by external referee, Professor H.H. Baradi from Karnataka University, Dharwad. Prakash, are you understanding? Are you getting my voice? Can you hear to me? Can you hear to me?
Ha, sir. Ha, sir. Ha.
Yes. Some questions external referee has posed. One of the questions is how you justify your sample size. What is justification of your sampling and sample size? That is a question. It has been asked by external referee. How you justify your sample and sampling size?
सर आम्ही टोटल 300 रिस्पॉन्डंट घेतले होते आणि सिलेक्ट करताना सातारा जिल्ह्यामध्ये एकूण 11 तालुके आहेत. 11 तालुक्यापैकी हिली एरियाचाच आम्हाला अभ्यास करायचा होता आणि हिली एरियामध्ये फक्त 3 तालुके येतात आणि त्या 3 तालुक्यामध्ये मुख्य प्रॉब्लेम असा होता की तिथं शेती करणाऱ्या शेतकऱ्यांचं प्रमाण बाकीच्या आवरेज तालुक्याची जर विचार केला तर खूप कमी होतं. आणि त्यामुळे आम्हाला तिथं डाटा तिथे किती रिस्पॉन्डंट घ्यावेत याची जरा आम्ही रॅन्डमली विचार केला आणि तिथून मग प्रत्येक तालुक्यातून 100 घेतले आणि त्यात 100 तालुक्याने घेत असताना 10 विलेज त्यातले सिलेक्ट केले आणि तेही 10 विलेज सिलेक्ट करताना प्रामुख्याने ते जे लँड होल्डिंग साईज आहे शेतकऱ्यांची त्याचा विचार करून ती 10 विलेज आम्ही सिलेक्ट केली होती आणि त्याच्या आधारे तो डाटा कलेक्ट केला होता. आणि डाटा कलेक्ट करताना एक महत्वाचा प्रॉब्लेम असा आला होता की त्या शेतकऱ्यांच्या जवळ ज्यावेळेला आम्ही माहिती गोळा करायला गेलो त्यावेळेला त्यांच्यामधील इलिटरसीचे प्रमाण किंवा आणखी त्यांची शेती करण्याच्या पद्धती वगैरे यामध्ये खूपच आम्हाला समस्या जाणवलेल्या होत्या.
One more question this referee has asked. You has not given any theoretical background of sustainable agriculture development. What is your response? How you want to defend his question? Theoretical background of sustainable development you have not given. So how you justify?
थेराटिकल बॅकग्राऊंड सर आम्ही मांडण्याचा प्रयत्न केला पण तेवढं फाइंड आउट नाही न झाल्यामुळे झाला. मग पुढच्या स्टडीमध्ये ते कव्हर करण्याचा प्रयत्न करूया आम्ही सर.
Okay. One more question is there. In chapter 5, titles of tables and charts are not mentioned. In chapter 5, there are some charts and tables in which you have not given titles. How you respond? In chapter 5, data analysis.
डाटा अनालिसिस दिलेले आहेत सर. मग चुकून राहिले असले तर आता आमच्या पद्धतीने दिले होते ते. मग चुकून एखादे राहिले असेल तर बघू आम्ही परत करतो.
Okay. Now research of Prakash is open for discussion. Any participant can ask question by unmuting his mic or he can pose question in chat box also. I will try to communicate to him. Before inviting referee, external referee, any question is there, any query, comment is there on the research presented by Prakash, it is most welcome. Either you can unmute your mic and ask, or you can ask question in chat box as well.
Yes. May I ask question?
Yes, go ahead, Vijay, go ahead.
Congratulations, Tony sir. You have
Thank you, sir.
presently nice presentation. And my question is related to your hypothesis testing. I saw that there are 3 tests have been used for the hypothesis testing. My question is related to one-way ANOVA test. Why you have used one-way ANOVA test for the hypothesis testing?
Okay, sir. We have used this test because we have more than 2 grouping variables. For example, in my research, there are 3 tahsils: Zawi, Patan, and Mahabeshwar Tahsil. So one-way test is applicant here. Okay, sir.
Any more question from other participants?
Can I ask the question, sir?
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Professor Tone has nicely presented is a research problem which is sustainable agriculture in Hiri area of Satara district. In his presentation, he has stated one statement: small farmers, they are not able to do the agriculture, or that agriculture is not viable for small farmers. So they are selling their farm to hotel builders or the commercial purposes. Then what is the present situation of employment in the selected study area, or the nature of employment in the existing area?
सर काय परिस्थिती आहे माहिती आहे, जे स्मॉल फार्मर आहेत ना त्यांना त्या ठिकाणी त्यांची लँड होल्डिंग साईज आहे ती कमी आहे आणि ते ज्यावेळेला शेती करतायत त्यावेळेला त्यांना ते त्यातून उत्पादन म्हणावं तसं मिळत नाही आणि त्याच्यामध्ये साठी येणारा जो कॉस्ट आहे तो कॉस्ट वाढतोय. मग हल्ली त्या भागामध्ये असा एक ट्रेंड दिसतोय की ह्या 3 तालुक्यामध्ये मोस्टली पर्यटन स्थळ आहेत आणि पर्यटन स्थळ असल्यामुळे इथं हॉटेलिंग साठी किंवा इतर जे प्रोफेशनल हब्स आहेत ते उभे करण्यासाठी मोठ्या प्रमाणात लँडला मागणी आहे. आणि चांगली किंमत हे बाहेरच्या मल्टीनॅशनल सिटीमधनं येणारे जे प्रोफेशनल बिल्डर आहेत ते त्यांना देऊ करतायत. आणि त्यामुळे जी काही जमीन आहे आपल्या वाटणी ती विकून हे लोक मायग्रेट होऊ लागलेले आहेत मुंबई किंवा पुणे सारख्या शहरामध्ये त्यांच्या धंद्यासाठी. आणि जी अगदी एकदम छोटी जमीन आहे त्यांची ती विकून तिथं स्थलांतर करतात असं एक दिसलं सर.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you.
Any more question? Anybody wants to ask any question, any query, any comment? Anybody wants to pose any question? I suppose discussion has taken place and
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
questions. Yes,
Hello.
who is speaking?
Hello.
Yes.
Hello,
Okay.
sir.
Go ahead, Gajanan, you can speak.
Which are the parameters you are used in your study? Tony, sir.
I'm also mentioned, but I'm said that land use pattern, use of organic and inorganic fertilizers, irrigation methods, and conventional seeds variation, cropping pattern, use of pesticides, irrigation methods, agriculture technology, environmental issue relating to agriculture. These parameters I have used in my study.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Let us close discussion now. May I invite external referee Professor Sunil Naravade to present his observations and comments on the research which Prakash has carried out. May I invite Professor Sunil? Over to you.
Yeah. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, clear. It's fine.
Okay. Chairman of today's YOC examination, my friend Professor P.S. Kamble, sir. Board of the Study Chairman, Professor Anil Vavre, sir. Research Guide, Jadhav, sir. Research student and friends. First of all, I would like to congratulate both a research guide and a research student for carrying out research on important topic of sustainable agriculture in hilly areas of Satara district. The research is carried out as per the objectives of the study, and sufficient primary and secondary data have been used for the study. Here I before giving my comments, actually there are no comments, but I have two questions which I would like to ask with the help of with the permission of chairperson.
Yes, go
Sir, I
ahead.
would-
Go ahead. No,
Yeah.
Prakash, answer. Prakash.
Sir.
Yes.
Go
So
ahead.
my first question is, what was the criteria of selection of farmers? What was the criteria of selection of farmers? And the second question is, the study found the problem of small holdings in hilly areas of Satara district. There is a problem of small holdings. Average land size is small. Okay. So according to this study or according to research student, what are the solutions for small holdings in hilly areas of Satara district? So these are my two questions for research student.
ओके सर. सेकंड क्वेश्चनचा आन्सर असा आहे की तो हिली एरिया असल्यामुळे मुळात काय आहे जमिनीचं क्षेत्र तिथलं कमी आहे आणि वारसा हक्कानं वाटून आल्यामुळे जमिनी पुन्हा तुकड्या त्यांचे कमी झालेले आहेत. त्यामुळे तिथं असा प्रॉब्लेम आहे सर की तिथं न्यू ऍग्रिकल्चर टेक्नॉलॉजी असेल ट्रॅक्टर किंवा हार्वेस्टर किंवा अशा त्यांचा वापरच करता येत नाही सर. आणि तिथं आणखीन एक प्रॉब्लेम असा येतोय की ह्याच्यावर सोल्युशन म्हटलं तर ती जमीन सपाटीकरण करायचं म्हटलं तर त्यांच्या भावबंदकीमध्ये ज्या जमिनीचं डिव्हायडेशन झालेलं आहे त्यामध्ये कोणीही त्यांचा स्वतःचा हक्क सोडण्यास तयार होत नाहीत. मग मगाशी वावरे सरांनी जसा प्रश्न विचारला होता त्या पद्धतीने मग ती जमीन विकून एखाद्या बिल्डरला किंवा एखाद्या मोठ्या जमीनदाराला ती विकतायत. मग त्यासाठी सोल्युशन असं राहील की ह्यांचे या लोकांचं जर उत्पन्न वाढलंय आणखीन प्रकार आहेत. तर त्यांना आणखी जमीन सलग एकमेकाला लागून जर जमीन त्यांना मिळाली तर ते तुकडीकरण आहे ते जमिनीचं लहान लहान भागामध्ये झालेलं आहे ते काय करता येईल, एक्सटेंड करता येईल आणि त्यांना नवीन ऍग्रिकल्चर टेक्नॉलॉजीचा वापर करून तिथे उत्पादनामध्ये वाढ करता येऊ शकते. असं एक त्याच्यावर सोल्युशन होऊ शकतं सर. आणि पहिला क्वेश्चन जरा रिपीट
ओके आणि पहिला प्रश्न,
रिपीट करा जरा क्वेश्चन प्लीज सर.
what was the criteria for the selection of sample farmers?
हा सर, सॅम्पल फार्मर सिलेक्ट करत असताना त्या तालुक्याची लोकसंख्या हा पहिला घटक होता. त्यानंतर त्या ह्याच्यामध्ये केली ऍग्रिकल्चर सेक्टर किती आहे त्या तालुक्यामध्ये आणि मग त्या तालुक्यातील त्याच्या आधारावर गावं सिलेक्ट केली. गावं सिलेक्ट करून मग त्या याच्यामधील मोठे शेतकरी, लहान शेतकरी, सॉरी मीडियम शेतकरी आणि लहान शेतकरी असे काय केले आम्ही त्याचे सिलेक्शन केले. साधारणतः 2 मोठे शेतकरी, 4 मीडियम आणि 4 लहान शेतकरी अशा पद्धतीने त्याचं सिलेक्शन केलेलं होतं प्रत्येक गावात.
Okay, that's it from my side, Professor Chairman, sir.
Okay. Now we are about to end today's Viva. But before that, I have to make one declaration and announcement. That is, the thesis of Prakash Tone has been examined by 3 experts. One was Professor H.H. Bardi from Department of Economics, Karnataka University, Dharwad. Second was Professor Sunil Narode from Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, Marathwada University, Aurangabad. And third one was his guide. He was internal referee for assessment of his thesis, that is Dr. N.B. Zadav. And all these 3 examiners, referees have given their positive report, and they have recommended to the Shivaji University Kolhapur to accept thesis submitted by Prakash for the award of degree of PhD in economics under the Faculty of Humanities. At the same time, so far as performance of Prakash Tone in today's online open defense Viva is concerned, definitely presentation was nice. He tried to defend all the questions and comments and queries raised by external referee as well as present external referee, as well as some participants also asked questions, and he tried his level best to defend them, to answer them. Based on his performance in the today's online open defense Viva, we as a committee for open defense Viva Prakash Tone are recommending to the university authorities to accept the thesis submitted by Prakash Tone for the degree of PhD in economics under the Faculty of Humanities of the Shivaji University, Kolhapur. So let us congratulate Prakash Tone for a successful completion of his open defense Viva, and we should also congratulate Prakash Tone as well as his guide Dr. N.B. Zadav. And last but not the least, may I invite Dr. N.B. Zadav to propose vote of thanks. And after the vote of thanks by Dr. N.B. Zadav, today's open defense Viva will be over. It will be finished. Over to you, Dr. N.B. Zadav. Over to you.
Thank you, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, you are audible. Go ahead.
Audible?
Go ahead.
Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
Good afternoon to everyone. Distinguished chief guest, external referee of the PhD Open Defense Viva host, Professor Dr. S.S. Narwade, Department of Economics, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, Marathwada University, Aurangabad, Professor Dr. P.S. Kamble, Department of Economics, Shivaji University, Kolhapur, Chairman of this Viva host, faculty members, my seniors and friends, my dear online colleagues, students and delegates. Today we are assembled online here for the Viva host examination of research student Sri P.K. Tone and his thesis entitled as Sustainable Agriculture Development in Hilly Area of Satara District. I hope this open defense will be lead to disseminate the knowledge in the area of social science with a special reference to research in economics, the various techniques that are being developed in the various research organizations and the special techniques that are being practiced in the subject of economics will be discussed in PhD Viva examination. I am sure that all the participants of this Open Defense Viva will be benefited. Now let me move to the duty of instituted to me being the internal referee of the PhD Open Defense Viva. It is my privilege to propose vote of thanks on this online occasion. I must mention here that when we made the contact and the request to Professor Dr. Sunil S. Narwade to be the external referee of the Viva examination, he willingly accepted our online invitation. So I am very grateful to Professor Dr. Sunil S. Narwade, Department of Economics, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, Marathwada University, Aurangabad, for being the external referee of the Viva examination. Whatever the remarks he has made are very important. On behalf of the Department of Economics, Shivaji University, Kolhapur, I express our deep gratitude to Dr. Narwade sir. I am also extended my thanks to Professor Dr. P.S. Kamble, Department of Economics, Shivaji University, Kolhapur, for being the chairman. With the long teaching experience and good academic profile, he is a constant inspiration for all the activities in the Department of Economics, Shivaji University, Kolhapur.
You are unmute. You are muted.
Katti,
Okay.
Dr. S.T. Komde sir, Shashikant Pasgale sir, and Dr. A.K. Vavre, Chairman of the Satara, Dr. Constant support to our activities. There are not only academician, but also an expert in the various areas of the economics. On behalf of the Department of Economics, Shivaji University, Kolhapur, I record our deep senses, appreciation, and gratitude to all the teachers of the Department of Economics. On behalf of Department of Economics, Shivaji University, Kolhapur, I also express our sincere thanks to all teaching and non-teaching staff of the Department of Economics. I'm very thankful to everyone who have been directly, indirectly helped to make this event success. I am indebted to all the online joined the delegates, researcher for the showing their interest to participate in this Open Defense Viva examination. Once again, thank you very much to all who assembled here. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay.